I thought I'd do a little bit of an update before I go any farther. As you can see, the little hole in the body where I borrowed some wood grain to try to match up with my hole I plugged is hidden perfectly by the neck plate and the gasket that goes underneath it. I've installed a set of Spelzer tuners, and the only thing I can say when it comes to Spelzers is, where have you been all my life? If this wasn't going to be my last build, they would be standard equipment on any guitar that I ever set up. Since my last video, I've installed the neck and my tailpiece so that I could put on a set of old strings and make sure that I got my spacing where I wanted it. I've been fortunate enough to find a set of carbon pickups that are identical to the ones that were in my 79 DC 150 Canadian maple. Whoever stole it, my biggest hope is that they appreciate what they've got, because I think it's one of the most underrated guitars out there. I loved mine. I owned it for almost 30 years and never had to adjust anything as far as the truss rod or the bridge. Everything, it played great out of the box, and it played great the last time I picked it up. The reason that I'm doing this update is that I want to show what I've done before I do any more. In my previous video, as you may remember, the body that I got came with a already routed for a bridge pickup. I've gone ahead and made space in the body for my neck pickup, but I wanted to do this update before I did any painting in there, because this is another example. Since I'm retired disabled, I don't have access to a router anymore, and since I'm on a fixed income, I couldn't pay anybody to route it. But as most musicians out there know, if you can't improvise, you're in trouble anyway. So I wanted to show you guys this before I painted any of it black. I do own a Dremel, and my biggest concern, like I said, was just making sure that I had my string spacing where I wanted it. And by the time I paint the cavity black, nobody will ever know the difference. And besides, nobody gets rich and famous for making an elephant disappear, because that's impossible. They get rich and famous for the quality of the illusion of making an elephant disappear. So I just wanted to show you guys that there's more than one way of doing everything, and this works, and for reasons that'll become obvious when I get farther along, I wanted to make sure that I had my bezel and my pickup, both of them, lined up with my strings, because I'm not planning on doing a standard Strat type format. You'll be able to see it later on. I'll catch you guys in the next update.